So the rest of this white stuff inside is the deadly stuff called visceral fat. And that was the first biomarker that we came up with. And it was actually discovered or shared with me first by a researcher, an MD PhD researcher named Dr. Singh. And this was his very first MRI on himself. And so he's got a thin layer of fat on his outside, a lot of fat on the inside. So he's in fact a TOFI, thin outside, fat inside. And the way he found out about this visceral fat is he was studying people's backs. So he was looking at back pathology, and he noticed people that had the worst backs have the most amount of white stuff inside of them. And the people that had the healthiest backs had the least amount of white stuff inside of them. So he saw this early on, a relationship and association between visceral fat and back disease. And then as he explored it more, he realized that it was associated with virtually all forms of chronic disease. And in fact, we went on to apply for a grant and earned a grant from the National Science Foundation. We were awarded a grant to study visceral fat and chronic disease. And we saw that in 6,000 people that we scanned their adjuvants, that every self-reported form of chronic disease in those 6,000 Americans got either better or went away as they eliminated visceral fat. No other marker in the history of humanity will improve a human being more and get rid of disease than getting rid of visceral fat. And that's the strongest point I'd like to leave with your audience that they really want to understand. This is visceral fat.